Good morning, world. Well, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful Saturday. I just woke up, made some beautiful coffee. I'm house sitting, which means I can have a schedule again that just works for me. So here we are. Now, I've never used the traditional deck so far, but as I was shuffling, the two cards that literally just hopped out, the first one was the Three of Cups. Then we had the MP Emperor. I'm gonna keep, well, I don't know, should we put them back in and shuffle? They really did they just glided. It was like gliding. I don't know why I'm so indecisive. Okay. Let's throw them back in. Let's throw them back in. Let's see what we got. Okay, collective, world. We're gonna tune into you. Let's call in the crowd favorites. Grandmama. Okay. Also, again, if you're new, this is my grandma's cross. Okay. God, Jesus, Grandma, Buddha, archangels, all ascended masters, all of my benevolent ancestors, whoever you're working with, whoever you trade. Oh boy, wow, they are gliding, but these fell in reverse. Oh, jeez. Okay, no, they're a slippery bunch. Okay, let's focus. Collective, what's going on for you? What do you need to hear right now? What do you need to hear right now? And it doesn't have to be a love message. Hand to God. Hand to God. I'm sure there's other things that we could tell you. I know everyone wants to hear about love, but, you know, sometimes there's more practical things that we need to hear about. Okay. Grandmama. Oh, let's go. I'm feeling Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene. Girls, ladies, mamas, get in here. Grandma. Okay. Collective? Okay. Collective. You're the High Priestess. Weird. In this corner, right here, I saw this as a white cat at first. Now, mind you, I don't have my glasses on here. Let's actually put on our glasses so we can, I don't know if it'll improve anything, but okay. I'm being drawn to this white cross. Actually, B plus J, because when I first came out, I was like, okay, the B and the J, B plus J. Okay, maybe one of you is a B and one of you is a J, just like on the tree. You know, after I did that last reading, I found this beautiful tree. Actually, I can't wear glasses right now. Ugh. I'd rather just be blind. I found this beautiful tree, and it was literally chock-a-block full of people carving their initials and their little hearts. Oh boy, and I did see this on the bottom as I was shuffling. Okay. Okay, so collective. Okay, so you've been within, you've been quiet, maybe you've been spending a lot of time alone. I'm actually seeing this as meditation, actually. Yeah, you've been not just going inward, but like you've been applying things. You've been taking spiritual practices, and that doesn't necessarily have to be meditation. There's so many ways to be spiritually connected, but it's the singular. So the High Priestess, she's more reticent. She keeps her secrets to herself. She works alone. It's weird though, with this, I feel like one of you has a ghost kitty or a ghost pet, a ghost animal, a spirit animal that perhaps you work with. It could be intentional, or maybe that's just one of your animal spirit guides. But yeah, there's the positioning of the leg. So even though it's the Four of Cups, there's an offer. You might not see it, not because you're in the sads, but because you're in this like spiritual realm. You're in the ethers. I get that. Man, sometimes when the veil's thin and I'm in it, it's a different world. Okay. Now his arms are crossed. So there could be a bit of defensiveness, and that's perhaps why you're going within. Maybe that last full moon eclipse 999 portal, like again, nail biter. Whew, I feel like there has been a nice shift in energy the last few days where like, actually the day that I did that last reading, so yesterday and the day before, and like yesterday, or no, the day before, so 2 days ago, it was so peaceful. Yeah, I feel like that whole full moon, blood moon, eclipse 999, it was, okay. So you're in the ethers. B plus J. Okay. Even my energy right now. Oh, getting sweaty though. How is it already this hot? 4 in the morning. Okay. Also, I'm working on a very low table. I gotta crouch. Okay. So, you're going within. You're meditating. Ah. That's why your arms are crossed. You're walking away. Okay. You're going within because you have to make a hard decision, or you've made the hard decision, and either you're about to, because this is just future forward. This is the past, or like the recent. So this is your current energy. So you've been relying heavily on your intuition, spiritual guidance. And again, not reaching out. And I love to see this because things get really convoluted and distorted and kind of murky when we dissipate our energy by asking too many people's opinion. So I love seeing that you're going within, the meditating, and there's something here that even with, I don't know, there's just something here, and the timing, the pacing, like my pacing right now is really slow and feels like very thoughtful. And it feels like, because this is a big decision for you, like the 8 of Cups, we talk about it so casually, but like the 8 of Cups is a big deal. Those are 8 full cups, some of which were probably, you know, satiating. So to walk away from 8 full cups, and I was thinking about this yesterday, actually. I was thinking about the 8 of Cups and the 9 of Cups on my walk home, and how I haven't really heard it discussed like this, but, you know, for all you know, these 8 cups could be filled with piss. Someone could have took a deuce at one of these. Like, no one tells you what's in the cups, but there's clearly a reason to walk away. But we never see what's in the cups. But when I look at the 9 of Cups, which follows, it's that self-fulfillment. So it's like someone has left you with 8 cups, and you're like, you know what? Fuck this. And then you go and you treat yourself, and you pour into your own cups, and you fill it with whatever you want. Maybe you have 1 cup filled with grape juice, 1 cup filled with wine, 1 cup filled with a beautiful latte. I don't know. But this is a big deal. And you got your walking stick, but I'm noticing the color of red. So it means that it's rooted, like the root chakra. It's the stability, right? Like the root chakra is all about the essentials, right? Like food, house, like all the things that make you feel safe and the things that we need. So it's very rooted. Ah, and even here, the red. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's... things are so clear for you now. Look at that. yeah, I feel like whoever the B and the J is, like, that's what you're walking away from one of those. Sorry, I never use the traditional deck very often, so I'm really like extra taking a peek to see what all the imagery is here. But on this King of Swords, like, it's a bit of a pained expression, right? I've said this before about the Emperor and the Empress, but like, when you get to a certain level of status, like the journey that it takes to arrive to be a King of Swords or to be the Emperor, to the Empress, like there's a reason why they say it's lonely at the top. To have this type of clarity at times, to see the truth as it really is and not how you want it to be, it can be jarring, it can be painful, even if, like, I myself subscribe, I would rather know the truth as it really is than live in Delulu land. Like, hand to God, even if it does smart, nothing smarts worse though than being tricked or like I don't know, like to me I'd rather just know the truth. And so it's, again, it's a double-edged sword to know the whole truth as it really is. It's like you have the clarity, but it can sting, but you still move forward. But it, you know, like, yeah, this person doesn't look celebratory. Okay, so you have utmost clarity. Here, I'm gonna move this actually back up here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. So we go from the Four of Cups to the Four of Swords. This is going underneath the Four of Cups. So you went within to figure out what needed to be done, which leads to you walking away because you had the clarity. And now that you see everything, we saw that pain expression, now you gotta take a rest. Now, what's so interesting about the Four of Swords, though, is that, again, it comes after the Three of Swords. So, and again, contemplation. So it's taking that sorrow, that grief, and having a bit of a snooze with it, you know? Again, if you're ever in a bad way, sometimes if it's not stick me in a bath, clip my nails, and give me some pasta, I really also subscribe to the idea of like, if you're really fucked up and you don't know what to do, go lay down. Have a nap about it. Hand to God. Hand to God. Yeah, I really love this energy for you. Everything is very paced and methodical with you right now. And one could say calculated, but that doesn't feel correct. It just feels like pacing and stillness, like waiting, watching, observing, going within. And when you know, right? And that's what happens too when you don't rely on asking a million people for their opinions and like spreading, you know, it's like really, and I love this, I can't recommend it enough. Always simplify. You know, there's so many traditions, there's, you know, it can get really complicated. I always say just take your bare ass and your heart and go to spirit, whoever it is that you pray to, whatever name that you use. Your bare ass and your heart is all that you need. The truth is always here. The clarity is always like, you don't need fancy stuff. Bare ass. Bare ass in your heart. I love this. Okay. Grandmama, what's next for collective? So you're resting, you're recouping. But you're still, I love seeing, even though you're resting, it's still in prayer. Like you're still connecting. Yes. And with seeing that red, it's grounded. Look at this. Death in reverse. And I do believe most of the cards in this deck are upright. Okay, so something... Okay, well, let's see. I see this reversal as the reframing of something for yourself. That contemplation. Instead of seeing this really painful thing as the ending, you're skipping that part and just being like, this... What are you calling it? Yeah, I see it as a reframing. Because it is technically an ending, because with death, it's like death and the rebirth. But you're choosing to reframe it. Hold on, we're gonna get clarifying cards in a bit. Let's get the last 3 cards so we can get some scoops here. And I wanna see how the card's talking. I see it as like talking to this 4 of Cups. Yeah, this is like a big time. I'm gonna say it. It's like the ending of a long-term relationship. It doesn't have to be a marriage, because with family members, you know, you spend a lifetime with family, and then sometimes you have to walk away. So, because what we have here, sorry, I should have showed you. It's the 7 of Pentacles, and it's going under the High Priestess, King of Swords. So it tells me, like, this is something that you didn't want to end, for one. You put a lot of time and energy into this relationship. It could even be career. It could be, you know, even schooling. Sometimes we devote and we put, again, it's planting of seeds. Oh my God, if you've ever grown a crop of anything, goddamn. Yeah, you really invested. Okay. Yeah, it's so funny. My energy right now is very slow and paced and calculated. It's kind of weird for me, to be honest. Normally I get all jizzy jazzed in these readings. Okay, here we see the ending. Okay, so even though you walked away, because we see that, we see the 8 of Cups in the first part of in the 3. We go from the High Priestess to the 4 of Cups to the 8 of Cups. There's clarity, there's rest. We have this reverse death. So there is a reframing. But now that I see the world coming after, it's like something still gave you pause. In this reflection, you may have gone back and been like, did I make a mistake? And you might have considered going back, right? Reversing the horse. Because you don't take it lightly. You invested all of these pentacles. You've been working, you know, building something. But finally, under that 4 of Cups to that 4 of Swords, it is an ending. The cycle is complete, and it's on your terms. You feel very good about it. And sometimes it has to happen, right? You know what I mean? Even when you do end something, you go back and you think, oh, fuck. Was that the right thing to do? Is there room for repair? You know, like you can kind of second guess, especially when you really love something or someone. Okay, I love to see this though. It's on your terms. Ah, yes. King of Wands. Who's this King of Wands? Is this you? Huh. The King of Wands is someone from the past. Hold on. Okay, well, let's look into this. Okay, let's clarify. Tell me about the 8 of Cups. What are you walking away from? Like, is it career? Is it schooling? Is it a relationship? What type of relationship? Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Ah, Page of Wands. So you walked away from the Wheel of Fortune and the Page of Wands. I'm getting it could really be a marriage and career, like some kind of business partnership or marriage. It feels very 50-50 here. Yeah, like I feel like there's some kind of business partner. Yeah, they're the Page of Wands. So very cocky, very self-assured, very passionate, very enthusiastic, but they're a fucking page. Yeah. Okay. Tell me a little bit more about this Page of Wands and the relationship, or like what this was. Oh boy, Ten of Swords. Oh yeah, it was a page. Okay. Oh boy. Yeah, and right here is that 9. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, well that's clear. Either way, there's a huge betrayal here. So again, I'm really getting for half of the crowd today, it's gonna be you are involved. Doesn't have to be marriage. You can be in a long-term relationship. To me, it's the same thing. If you've been with someone for the same amount of time, like it's, a marriage doesn't have to be a ring on the finger. If you're spending years with someone, that's a long-term relationship. It's a commitment. So you are dealing with a page. The Wheel of Fortune, though, like again, it feels, because 8 Cups, on paper, it may have presented to, you know, on paper, it looked good, didn't it? You may have had the big house, all the fixings, everything that we're kind of told that we need in these sorts of things, or, you know, if it's education or, oh, the business partnership, like on paper, it looks great. And goddamn, like, this is a lot of swords. Like, yes, this person, that's their own, but like, that's 19 swords. Oy. Well, no wonder you had to go within. And no wonder this King of Swords, like I said, it's a pained expression. Yeah, it's learning the truth. You might have learned a lot more after you left, which put you into that 4 of Swords, where that 3 of Swords, like I said, the 3 of Swords, they're pointed directly at, right? So again, going back to this betrayal. Holy. Hold on, let's clarify the Death card. Was it this page? I could see the page also not wanting to let go. I mean, like, getting all whiny about it. Tell me about this Death reverse. Is this the page? Yeah, the Lovers. Okay. So you walked away because you figured out the bullshit. And of course, they love to come back in, not wanting to let go. Yeah, as soon as you're fucking done, that's when these people really love to amp it up. Oh yeah, all of a sudden they're the Lovers. All of a sudden they're just perfect, just tickety-boo. All of a sudden they know exactly what to say, what to do. Yeah, and then you had to, because this is under that King of Swords, so then you had to, it gave you pause to be like, oh fuck. And then, because you did all the right things, you're like, you know what? Actually, I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about it, and 1 + 1 = fucking 2. I'm not a fucking dummy. Yeah. Okay. So, who is the King of Wands? Is that you? Or is this somebody else? Who is this King of Wands? King of Wands. Oh. It's that Page of Wands. That Page of Wands is the King of Wands. They're the 10 of Wands. They are your burden. Oh my god. Oh yeah, fuck this person. Fuck this person. And a devolved King of Wands, even though this person didn't show up reversed in this way, because they first came out as that Page of Wands with all of this, like, 10 of Swords, 3 of Swords, the 10 of Wands for you. Yeah, this person, total player. I'm sure I wouldn't even have to be a psychic to just look at the cards and be like, I'm willing to bet at minimum they were cheating on you left, right, and center. And if this is business, they were stealing from you. They were fucking you over left, right, and center. Ooh, I actually just heard it was a business partner and they slept with your partner. You had a business partner that slept with your wife or husband. or your boyfriend or girlfriend. Like a best friend scenario. Your best friend slept with your... That's for a select few of you. Okay, well that's beyond unfortunate. I have to have a sip of coffee about this. God. The nerve of people. I'm just taking a pause because, you know, like, here's the thing. You do readings, it sounds like you make light of something, but like, I was just taking a pause to just think about like how these things really feel. Like if I think about my own relationship where it's just like, you can't be flippant with these types of things. It hurts. Yeah, then we have the Hermit on the bottom. Like, fuck. It really puts you in a pause. Really made you go within. I can see why. Okay. Well, let's... Do we want to keep using this deck, or do we want to use a different deck? Okay, I'm being told I'm going to put these back in. I'm going to put them all back in. And then, because now I have the backstory. We have the backstory. Okay, so now I want to know. Okay, so what's next for you? Like, do we even need to really focus on this energy? Like, what? I see... Okay, Temperance. Thank Goddess. Yeah, when you go through that kind of shit, it does. It's a make or break. There's just certain kind of experiences that are make or break. It either makes you go completely cuckoo manuku, you lose your shit, it's a downward trajectory, or it really forces you to do the work, get still, and get tempered, right? But what I love seeing though is that this is very divine, right? It's an angel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. So you started off on the High Priestess, and now we're starting over, and now you're into Temperance. Love to see it. Okay, so we have Temperance, then what? Grandma. Grandmama. Yeah, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for you, and you're feeling good. And, oh my god, remember I said white cat? Look, it's a little white dog. You do have some kind of spirit animal, or you do have a pet. Oh, every one of my pets has seen me through every one of my breakups. And what's even more kind of ironic is that I've cried over my pets dying. Like, I've cried harder over the loss of my pets than any of my partners, hand to God. Yeah. Oh, and there's a white rose. Okay. Okay. I love this for you. Okay, so what are you going to do with your new dawn, new day? It's a new life for you, and you're feeling good. Not even good, you're feeling great. What's this card? 10 of Cups. Oh, love to see it. Now, there is a family there, but, you know, like what I learned after the dissolution of my last relationship with my son's mom, it really made me think about love, but really, like what I've concluded is that like what I need is not a romantic relationship, or what more of is that what I need more of is more best friends. Because best friends, they just love you for who you are. And it's not conditioned off of like sexy business, right? Like a best friend or best friends just love you, pure and simple. They adore you, they just love your company, and it's a hoot. And that type of community is like, you know, it's chosen family. So I suspect, yeah, and look at that. It's the Eight of Swords reversed. You have just so much clarity. You're so balanced. There's so much equilibrium. Ugh. And look at this. Okay, so now there's going to be some type of collaboration. Going back to friends. Okay. Yes, tell me more. The Lovers is back out. Okay, interesting. Now, Lovers doesn't have to be the Lovers. It could just be a Gemini. Going back to best friend. Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting kind of a best friend. Best friends can also turn into lovers, but what I'm really seeing though is like, to me, a true counterpart. Like going back to a best friend. Like once you introduce sex, like it just changes the dynamic. A romantic relationship, like it's just contingent upon things. It is, for the most part, very conditional. I have yet to meet too many long-term relationships where I would say it's an unconditional love. But going back to best friends, it's like, to me, that's the closest besides a parent-child dynamic where it's like unconditional. Yeah, there's something co-creative, collaborative. Ooh, the Tower. Okay. So something's gonna come in quickly for you. What is it? Let's find out. What's this tower about? Huh. Well, the Three of Swords is in reverse. And it's under the Three of Pentacles. Okay. Is this love? What is this? What is this? Oh boy. It might be love. Because we have that Ten of Cups to the, like, Temperance, the Fool, the Ten of Cups, to the Eight of Swords reversed. Like, whatever kept you in that other relationship, or whatever that lack of, like, because the Eight of Swords, right, is that your own mental imprisonment. So whatever had you confused, or, I don't know. It's like, those days are gone. You know, and this Three of Coins, like, it's a church setting. Like, this to me always reminds me of actually two people getting married. Even though it's technically, it's three people working together. But then it's followed by the Lovers, to the Tower, to the Three of Swords reversed, to, oh, wait a second. I thought this was the 10. It's the Nine of Cups. Ah, yes. So going back to remember what I said, the Eight of Cups to the Nine of Cups. This is you. You've filled up your own cups. Yeah, hold on. Okay, but what is the Tower? The Tower just suddenly, like, life just gets really good again, like you're just having Page of Cups to the Ace of Wands. Well, you are single as a Pringle, and you're feeling great. Okay. Yes. What is this? Ace of Wands, Page of Cups. But this could also, again, be creativity. Like the Page of Cups, this could be the arts. I don't know. The Nine of Wands. Well, he's got his headband bangees on. What is this about? What's the Ace of Wands? Is this your energy where you're like, anyone that comes towards you, you're like, you know what? Oh, it's the Queen of Swords. It's your counterpart, but you got your head bangees on. Yeah, because you've been through a fucking time. You just worked your fucking ass off. You have just, like, crawled through hell and back. You did it all on your own. You finally just got to a place of being tempered, rested, rejuvenated, clear as a fucking bell. You know what's what. You're embracing your community, your friends, you know, like whatever that looks like for you. You just got out of the Three of Swords. You're fulfilled. You're feeling great. Yeah. And then the Queen of Swords shows up. And again, I'll say it a million times. You hear me say it. I love the Page of Cups in this respect. Because when an evolved status sign comes through, and especially for a queen, to show up as the Page of Cups especially, not the Page of Wands, but the Page of Cups, it's just so pure. It's pure. It's just like unbridled, unabashed, uninhibited, just total adoration. Like the Queen is frosty. The Queen of Swords, frosty. But because you're the King of Swords and this person's the Queen of Swords, oh, you're frosty all day if you need to be. But you two little tenderonis, oh, this person, you melt them. You make this little frosty queen get off of her clouds, come down to be this little Page of Cups. And they are very passionate about you. They have a real passion stick here. Okay, mamacita. And you're like, fair enough. Fair enough. Oh my God. And now we're back to the Wheel of Fortune. See, before you were this guy. The wheel turned and you got a bit smushed. But what goes down must come back up. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune, motherfucker. Yeah, see? Hold on. Yeah, so we do have the Queen of Cups. Okay. You have it in you. You have it in you to be really loving towards this Queen of Swords. You do. The wheel's gonna turn. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Success. Beautiful. Okay, let's learn. Do I want to use a different deck now for... Oh, I was just going to say, who's the Queen of Swords? And this was the card that I felt on the top, but it was really burning my hand up. The Empress. Well, no wonder they're showing up like... Oh, they know how to use discernment. They have an eagle eye. Don't mistake this Empress for being soft. People mistake softness for being a total pushover. No. She's soft because she knows if she has to, she just pulls out her fucking sword. That's the great thing. When you know how to stand up for yourself or to speak your truth, when you're unafraid to toe the line, you can be the Empress. Because you're like, I know how to handle myself. I don't need anyone to protect me. I don't need anyone to make decisions for me. I trust myself. That's what it is. I trust myself to know what to do and to do the tough stuff, to set boundaries, to walk away, to tell people exactly what the fuck I think of them. Oh, look at you. Or, sorry, look at them. But that applies to you as well, because you're the King of Swords. Oh, just beautiful. Grandmama, before we close this out, God, Jesus, Grandma, Buddha, Archangels, is there anything else we need to know about the situation, this person? Death reversed again. Okay, so tell me about Death reversed. Magician reversed. But on the bottom we have the King of Cups, and we just seen the Queen of Cups, and then here peeking out is the Two of Cups. Well, hold on. Let me get one last clarifier. Oh, I see. When you were in the Nine of Swords, like, you didn't ever know if you could... I hate the word manifest, to be honest, but, like, you didn't know if you had it within you. Not within you. But it's like for instance, My last relationship, I have paid dearly for. I handpicked that person. You know? Like, part of my being single now for years is like same energy for me, really having to stop, drop, and roll and like figure some shit out. Because when you feel as though you handpick someone, you're like, that's my definite yes. I vouch for them. I feel like I've used my discernment and this is the person for me. And especially if you're a spiritual person or you do have some kind of like abilities, part of this is you start to doubt your gifts, or to be like, what the fuck, my guy? Like, that last person, we vouched for. We picked them. That was us. And so there's a fear that this cycle may not end for you. That this person could be just like the last. Oh God, guys, I 100% get it. I'm getting close to being year 5 of being single. I get it. There are some types of relationships, and this is gonna be for everyone. If you like, sometimes you get cheated on, whatever. Yeah, you go to therapy, you have a good cry fest, you're able to move on. There's some types of people with pathologies that you end up with that literally, it just shakes the foundations. It shakes the foundations. You just want to crawl under a rock and be like, what the fuck, Okay, so I get that. Which explains, you have the 9 of Wands to the 9 of Swords. Okay, so how is this person gonna get in there? Because I see a lot. Okay, hold on. So how does this Empress, because there is a success here. We see that it's okay. See, this person, is going to be very healing for you. But with the Hanged Man, this is someone who's willing to suspend things. And also, I'm getting that 7 of Pentacles, like, take their time. Not only to be a healing influence or to allow you to heal, to give you space to breathe, right? And they can just kind of suspend and allow you space and time. And also to allow you to be in this Hanged Man energy, to use that different perspective, you're going to be allowed, they're going to give you, oh my God, my words. They're going to give you the space to go into Hanged Man, so that if you are like, I don't know about you, they're going to be like, that's okay. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to be here. You can take as much time, and you can go into the Hanged Man, go upside down and look at me from every angle possible to see if there's a crack in my veneer. If that, to see if my story holds up, And see, look, the 2, right? The 2 cups pouring in. But see, here, you're pouring into yourself, whereas this person, see, one goes to land, one goes to the water. So there's this reciprocity of allowing you to give what you can. It's like, all of a sudden my words are just coming out all weird. Basically, there's a lot more giving and receiving. They give to you, you give to them. And one feels like the offering, right? Of like, you give back to the water, but you're taking from the water and the land. Like, in water and earth are very compatible. Yeah, I feel like you're the earth, to be honest. I feel like they're gonna give this water to kind of like your dry your dry bits. 8 stars. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave it there. But that looks beautiful. Yeah, the energy this morning is very interesting. I would say this is the most slow and I don't know, and even just like wording. Yeah, I'd almost say for a lot of you, you are an earth sign. I feel like there's this very slow, and I even want to say calculate, but there's a very methodical. I would say I probably have a lot of Tauruses right now in the crowd. And I can see, again, with that 9 of Wands, the Banshees on the head. Yeah, I feel like you move at your own pace. You're not one to be fooled now. I don't know. I'm getting, yeah, a lot of Taurus. Even though we had a lot of air, you could also be an air sign with like a rising in Earth, or vice versa. You don't have to be any of those things. Either way, the King of Swords is sharp as a tack. Doesn't miss a thing. You don't miss a thing. And you're very balanced. Yeah, and you cannot be rushed. That's where I'm feeling Taurus. Like, I feel like you took all the time needed to leave that first circumstance, and you did it all on your own, which I love. But yeah, someone's gonna like water your garden, and not in a sexual way. It's just like, it's very healing, as the Empress would be. Like, this person is about to love on you. And there's really no other love that you would want than this Empress. Because also knowing that she's got the Queen of Swords backing her up, like those are her kind of 2 energies. Beautiful. Gentle, but firm. Okay, gang. Well, that was a slice. Oh, take care of your little hearts out there. But just know this Empress is there for you. Wow. Okay, just beautiful. Stay blessed, stay golden.